here is part 3 of 50 Minutes of Michael Jordan.
It's your opinion. It's their opinion. I accept that as their opinion. If you ask me, I would never say that I'm the greatest player.
MJ is famous for never wanting to have a day off in both practice and NBA games. He demanded to be on the court at every practice to keep developing and sharpening his game. MJ also used practices to simulate what happens in actual games and pushed his teammates to be better. Barring his injury-riddled seasons in 1985-86 and 2001-2002, and after a baseball-shortened season in 1994-95, Michael Jordan was a virtual Iron Man.
We are watching 50 Minutes of Jordan. If you guys are Jordan fans, I want you to let me know in the comments why you are a Jordan fan and why you are a fan of basketball. All right?
Incredible that he didn't miss a single game after coming out of retirement for the first time in 1995 until his second retirement after winning the title in 1998. After he came out of retirement once again to suit up for Washington Wizards, MJ still wanted to play every game and practice every day despite being a 40-year-old.
Being 40 years old, playing back-to-backs, he played 82 games.
Yeah, 82.
But the crazy...
At 40 years old, he was playing 82 games, bro. And you don't think this the GOAT?
part about it, he would never sit out of practice. Like Doug Collins was like, Mike, you go, man, no. Like he wanted to play and practice every single day. He's 40 years old, like, and still every day, first one there, always called the Breakfast Club. He always getting his lift in. Yeah, but like he wanted to practice every day and play 82 games at 40. Like when we came in the league, that was a badge of honor to play 82 games.
That's what, we
like,
talked about that.
like that's a badge of honor. And this man do it at 40 years old on one leg. Like, come on, man. Talking about dedication to the game. Like, it don't get no better than that. Doug Collins had to, try to kick him off the floor. He wouldn't leave. That's what the greats do.
These days,
right, dedication in the comments, man, because that's exactly the type of words that describe the GOAT. Dedication.
Meta World Peace, or Ron Artest, is remembered more for his frequent name changes and infamous role in the Malice at the Palace than anything else. During his time on the hardwood, though, the forward also became known for his defensive effort. During the early days of his professional career, Meta Sandiford Artest hit the court with MJ and ended up breaking the legend's ribs.
What?
While that situation could have ended in disaster, it set the stage for the young forward to receive one of the greatest phone calls of his life.
MJ, when he gets the ball, he scores. He was very good at 38 years old. He's still amazing. We was in a game, and MJ would ask me to come back because I was 19 years old, but really competitive.
Right.
And he would like, guard me. At that time, MJ was killing because he was killing everyone. MJ, he's so strong, he holds you. And I moved his arm and accidentally hit him with my elbow, broke his ribs by mistake. He came back down, he was like this, and he got the ball, free throw line, game over, MJ, right?
Right.
And went off like this. And I'm like, damn, MJ is nice. And I didn't go back to play the next day. I was kind of upset. And MJ called me and he was like, hey man, don't worry about it. Like he just called me and then he invited me to his office. And he broke his rib. When I broke his ribs, he sat out 3 months, came back averaging 25. And I was telling people, if it wasn't for those 3 months off, he would average 35. He was killing me. I was an amazing defender.
Right.
And Jordan had 40.
Right.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Right.
If Jordan wants to average 50, if he was playing his era, I think he averages 50.
During his entire career in the NBA, the GOAT was given many nicknames. Some are MJ, his Airness, Air Jordan, and the list goes on. However, not many are aware that Jordan was popular among the players as the Black Cat. And even before MJ went to play college hoops in North Carolina, he was already called Black Cat by some of his peers.
Wow.
Years later, the moniker was used by Tinker Hatfield, a decorated Nike designer who named the Air Jordan 13 shoes in the nickname. Hatfield explained MJ moved like a cat with feline movements, but he conserved energy. He'll be chilled down, but on a moment's notice, he can turn it on. By Hatfield, Jordan plays basketball like that, with grace and smoothness. But he strikes in ferocious ways, like a black cat. Opponents and fans who have been left in awe of Jordan's basketball exploits have called him Black Jesus. Based on popular stories, it was former Indiana Pacers great Reggie Miller who revealed how the name started. Miller narrated a story about a game heading into his rookie season when he talked trash to Michael Jordan. His airness put on a scintillating display after Miller ran his mouth off and told the youngster not to talk trash to Black Jesus.
I respected him so much. He probably, if not one of the smartest basketball players. You talk about his ability to be athletic and all that, but he was a very smart basketball player. He knew what your weaknesses were, and he tried to exploit them. He used his power to control players and to keep them where he wanted them.
And he was one of the best trash talkers in our game. My rookie year, I remember I had like 10 points at half, and MJ didn't shoot the ball particularly great, so I was like, yeah, you're Michael Jordan, the guy that walks on water, you know?
Wow.
He looks at me. Second half, I ended only up with 2 points, so I had 12 for the game, and he ended up with a lot more. And I remember him walking off the court. He was like, don't ever talk trash to Black Jesus. And that's when I stopped referring to him as Michael Jordan, and I always refer to him either as Jordan, Black Jesus, or that black cat.
He is clearly the best basketball player I've ever seen to date.
I never heard Reggie admit that, man.
Detroit Pistons legend Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan reached a boiling point in April
Isaiah ain't
2020
like Mike.
when MJ doubled down on his dislike for Thomas during the now famous Bulls documentary, The Last Dance, calling him a multitude of insults throughout the series. Given all that has transpired, it may be hard to believe that things were ever different between the pair, but a quick trip down memory lane paints a very different picture of this relationship. In fact, Thomas labeled Jordan the best he has ever seen towards the end of his playing career.
Wow.
The thing that amazes me...
See, I seen something else when he was talking bad about Jordan. He was saying Jordan wasn't a factor when they were in the league because they did, you know, they was doing him dirty, but I never heard him give him props.
About Michael Jordan and about, I think, the rest of the players in the league is his stamina and his endurance.
His quickness, his strength, his jumping ability, his touch.
We didn't have the type of stamina, the type of energy level that Michael seems to possess every single night. He has an energy level that's unmatched by any other player or any other athlete that I've seen in professional sports, whether it be basketball, football, baseball, track, tennis. His energy level is so much greater than ours, it seems, that night in, night out, he's there performing at a level that we frankly just weren't able to reach.
And also his knowledge and understanding for the game. He by far, you know, is the best I've ever seen, you know, air. Yeah. I mean, this dude, you see what he be doing? Yeah. It ain't like we in high school.
After famously being passed over by the Rockets and Blazers with the first 2 picks in the 1984 draft, Jordan was selected by the Bulls, who were glad to do the honors. After all, he would go on to become the greatest player of all time, winning 6 titles and changing the NBA forever in the process. There were signs of his indelible greatness very early on. In his first season out of North Carolina, Jordan played all 82 games, averaged 38 minutes per night, and scored 28.2 points while shooting over 51% from the floor. As a rookie, Jordan led the league in total points scored with 2,313 points. For his efforts, Jordan was awarded the Rookie of the Year award and immediately established himself as a force to be reckoned with. The Bulls made their first playoff appearance in 4 years that season, and just their second in 10. With Jordan in the fold, they would make it every single year of his career, culminating in those 6 championships from 1990 through 1998.
You've got a great opportunity to step in there and win a city that is crying for a winner. Perhaps you can turn that Bulls thing around. What do you think?
Hopefully, I can go in and contribute and maybe turn it around. You know, I'm looking forward to that.
We wish he was 7'1", but he isn't.
Michael got to realize that he's not 7 foot, so he's not going to carry a team in the NBA.
1984-85 season will go down in history as the year Michael Jordan came to town.
He has touched the hearts of Chicagoland and the nation.
He does some things that I just never seen before.
Words can't describe him. He's poetry in motion.
If you guys remember in 1984 when they drafted Michael Jordan to the city of Chicago, I said then that we'll be champions by the time I leave. But we're a 5-time champion going for 6, and we need your support. Thank you very, very much.
When it comes to the GOAT debate, Michael Jordan has always had the upper hand against LeBron James. Some say it's because MJ has 6 rings, while LeBron James only has 4. Others say it's because he played in an older, tougher era. But when it comes to former and current NBA players, the argument is very different. Here, it suddenly becomes about a fear factor, and how LeBron James doesn't really have one, as opposed to Michael Jordan, who people apparently cowered in fear from. Michael Jordan was a different kind of player during his time in the NBA. During his playing days, opposing players would make it a point to not exchange smack talk with him. Not because it had no effect on him, but rather because it did. You talked enough smack to this man and suddenly he's giving you 60. And according to the 1990s NBA players, that mentality is where the fear comes from.
I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Everybody universally respects LeBron. They feared Jordan, bro. Nobody was ever scared of LeBron. They respect him, but they don't
Wow.
fear him. I was terrified out there.
Do y'all think people scared of LeBron? I think it is a fear with Jordan. I don't think there's a fear with LeBron.
You scared of MJ? Yeah. Just watching him out there, I was terrified.
Throughout LeBron's tenure, there has always been a debate as to who was his peer. Tell me one time in MJ's career when there was even a question.
In the summertime, when they put them goddamn schedules out, you look and you put that damn mark on Chicago.
You walked into an arena and you was like, damn, I got to deal with this dude. I want no parts of him.
And the night before, you asked me shit, man, it's sleepless nights, man.
You were so scared of MJ, you were depressed the night before thinking about going up against that.
Wow. The thing about this shit, what you got to do tomorrow, and you don't want to get embarrassed. He was just a dog, man.
Folks who watched MJ and watched LeBron, no.
They just leave alone Black Jesus, please. He's by a class by himself, man. Leave him alone.
MJ and Charles Barkley entered the NBA together in 1984 as part of the legendary 1984 NBA draft class that also included Hakeem the Dream and John Stockton. Barkley and Jordan became friends during their time in the NBA and even played in the NBA Finals against each other in 1993. But Barkley still remembers his first time meeting Michael Jordan. During the Steam Room podcast, Charles Barkley shared his first interaction with Michael Jordan as both players were invited to Indiana to participate in the Team USA Olympic trials.
The first time I met Michael was at the Olympic trials. And I remember going to the airport, me, John Stockton, Karl Malone, and Terry Porter. And I get back to college, and John Thompson calls my coach. He says, "Hey, Charles, I want you to know, I just thought you were the second best player here." And so I said, "Coach, I really appreciate you taking time. It meant a lot to me." So we hang up the phone, and my coach says, "I thought you were the best player." I said, "Well, I'm not." I said, "Coach, I just saw something I've never seen in my life before."
In my opinion, Michael Jordan has the opportunity to become one of the all-time great basketball players in the history of the game, a Hall of Fame type player.
There's this dude at North Carolina. He's a little taller than me. He can outrun everybody. He can outjump everybody. I've never seen anything like it. He says, "Oh, Michael Jordan, I'm gonna remember that name."
I think he can be one of the greatest players in the history of the game. There's just nothing he can't do. Plus, he's got the great heart and mind to go with the game.
As if Michael Jordan didn't play like an alien during his peak, his former teammate B.J. Armstrong claims that version of MJ had been nerfed due to lack of sleep or proper rest.
So we got part 3 of 50 minutes of Michael Jordan. I'm loving every part of this so far. Make sure you guys go watch part 1 and part 2. I want to know, what parts of this actually touching your heart and touching your emotions. But I've been enjoying this whole ride with Jordan. If y'all got any videos I should be watching, drop them in the comments. Currently, I'm at 36,000 subs. I want y'all to definitely sub so I can get to 1 million. And I'll see you on the next one.